I'm going to teach you how to make the best abandoned cart flow and abandoned checkout flow within Klaviyo. My name is Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency, and this is literally all I do, email and SMS marketing for e-commerce brands. So if you want to handle that stuff, let me know. Check the description of the video, newsletter, bunch of other video recommendations and ways to get in touch with me. But without wasting any more of your time, let's get into the video. All right, if you want to build abandonment flows that get results like this, well above industry standards in terms of revenue per recipient, spam report rates, super low, great open rates, click rates. I mean, look at this. Revenue per recipient is $30 in this case compared to the industry average of 7.5. Now, obviously, benchmarking is subject to the ads in the business, but I'm going to show you how to create flows that convert, especially the abandoned cart and the abandoned checkout flows that convert at these sorts of rates. Now, I'm going to be creating these flows in this board. You actually have access to this board in the description to the video. Just check out the description down below. But basically, we're going to be creating an abandoned cart and an abandoned checkout. And I'm going to show you how to create flows, these flows within Klaviyo specifically. Now, you have access to this board. This will give you an outline of what the flows look like, and then you can build them directly in Klaviyo. But let's get into it. So we're going to go into Klaviyo, and we're going to go ahead and click Create Flow. Okay, and we're going to go build your own. We're going to title it IB. In this case, I'm going to call it IB because that's the name of my company. IB Abandon Cart. Okay, I'm going to click Create Manually. Now, really important. Klaviyo will tell you that an abandoned cart is started with the checkout started metric, but in fact, it needs to be started with the added to cart metric. Two different starting points. One starts the abandoned checkout, the checkout started. One starts the added to cart metric, which is an abandoned cart. Now, if you can't see it in the recommended triggers, just go over here, all triggers, click metric, type in added to cart, and there you go. Now, sometimes your store won't have the added to cart metric, okay? If that's the case, what you need to do is the following. Go on the left-hand side, click the icon, the name of the company, just down here. Click Settings. Click Integrations. Click Shopify, if you're using Shopify, of course. And then you'll see a section here that says Get Started. Okay? Click Get Started and then go through the steps to make sure you update the integration to allow you to get the add to cart metric into your Klaviyo account. Now, there we go. Now we go here, add it to cart. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a conditional split at the top. Okay? We're going to say what somebody has or has not done, placed order at least once, or rather in this case, 0 times overall time. Okay? I'll explain that in a second. Placed order 0 times overall time. We're then going to go to the filters up here, and we're going to add these following profile filters. What somebody has or has not done, placed order 0 times since starting this flow. This will kick people out of the flow if they place an order, because you don't want them to keep getting reminder emails if they've placed an order, right? And you're going to go and what somebody has or has not done, started checkout 0 times since starting this flow. What that's going to do is it's going to ensure that anybody who starts checkout, which in our case is going to be triggering the abandoned checkout flow, we're going to remove them from the flow because we don't want to have 2 flows going at the same time. Okay? And if someone can receive email marketing, okay? If someone can receive email marketing and what somebody has or has not done, bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days. So what this does is up here, this filter will get applied before every single email to check that the person doesn't match any of these conditions or does match some of these conditions. So if they've placed an order, they'll get kicked out of the flow. If they've checkout started, and this is because we're doing the and, don't do or, do and, okay? And checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, and they can receive email marketing, meaning they've opted in, and they've bounced emails 0 times, they can then receive this flow. The bounce just makes sure your deliverability is checked, and it ensures that people who aren't using a false email or a bad email or anything like that aren't going through these flows, getting sent emails and messing up your deliverability. So we're gonna hit save. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna send people down different paths based off of their purchase behavior. So first thing I like to do is I like to test things from a time delay perspective. So I like to do random sample. Now keep in mind, we have the conditional split, so non-customers, people who have never placed an order before, are gonna go down this side, and customers are gonna go down this side, okay? First thing I like to do is do random sample, okay? Then we're gonna go time delay. I'm gonna say 15 minutes, 15 minutes. And we're gonna clone this, and we're gonna do another one, that's 30 minutes. Now this is our first A/B test. You can't do A/B tests from a time delay perspective without doing, at the moment at least, as of the time of recording, without doing a 50-50 random sample split. So what you're gonna do is then you're gonna add, I like to do 15 minutes and 30 minutes for an abandonment flow. Test this stuff though. Some people say 4 hours, some people say 2 hours. I find the more expensive your products, the more time people need to place that order, but test this stuff, which is what we're doing here. We're testing, okay? Drag 2 emails. These 2 emails are gonna be identical to one another because they're gonna be split testing. The time delay is just up here. Email 1, and now once again, you have this doc that shows you what should go into these emails, okay? But email 1 is just gonna say, hey, we saw you left your item behind. Let us know if you have any questions. Here's how you return to store. And you're also gonna give them the discount code that you gave them in the welcome series. We know that these people haven't used the discount code in the welcome series because they've been split here. Non-customers, meaning people who've never placed an order, go down this side, meaning we know they haven't used their discount code. So this email here is gonna remind them of the item they left behind, and we're gonna give them the discount code because we've already given it to them in the welcome series. Our priority is subscription to conversion rate. We're trying to maximize how many people go from subscriber into first-time customer, and we do that having a good product, good messaging, and reiterating the offer that we have for people. Now you'll notice here too, look at this email. Skip recently emailed profiles. Turn smart sending off. Turn it off. Keep UTM tracking on. The reason we turn smart sending off is because I treat these emails as relatively high priority, and we want these emails to go to people, right? Smart sending basically means, based on the window of time, in the last 16 hours in this case, you can change your smart sending conditions, but anybody who's received an email in the last 16 hours will not receive another email. Just prevents inboxes from being crowded. Personally though, these emails should only be sent to people who are demonstrating high intent, which in my mind means they should be getting the discount code, okay? Or rather the email itself. So then what we're gonna do, this is for our non-customer side, we're gonna join this segment back up. So you're gonna drag here and bring it back together, okay? Now if we look back at our board, we're gonna have a 1-day delay. Okay, so time delay, change this to 1 day. You can delay it until a specific time of the day. It's up to you. Personally, I'm not super fussed, but if you found through testing that your engagement is higher, let's say in the morning or in the afternoon, you can click delay until a specific time of the day and delay it to like 12:15 recipients local time, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add trigger splits. This is where the flow gets complicated and which makes our email marketing better than most people's email marketing. But we're gonna take this trigger split, we're gonna do this. Then what we're gonna do, now trigger splits and conditional splits are different. Trigger splits are splits based off of what triggered the flow. It's only referencing this. It's only referencing the added to cart metric that triggered the flow. Conditional splits reference everything historically. So conditional splits here, you can see here, placed order 0 times overall time. This is a split based off of what the customer has done, or rather the individual has done throughout their entire time interacting with your business. The trigger split is only based off of this metric here, okay? So then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna split people based off of the collection of item that they added to their cart, okay? Look at this. Added to cart, okay? Then we're gonna go type collection, because we're using Shopify here. Sorry, not quite collection. We're gonna go category, okay? Categories. So in this case, we're gonna say category contains, and take a look at this. We have all the categories that this business sells. We have vintage, we have new, neutral, monochrome, bestsellers, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna split people based off of the 3 most popular collections on your store. Sometimes you might not have more than 3. Sometimes you might only have 2. Sometimes you might have 5. You can split this as many times as you want, but I like to go with 3. So in this case, we're gonna say botanical wall art, okay? We're gonna hit save. That means if the item they added to their cart contains botanical wall art, note they can have multiple things in their cart. So the first one is if they have botanical wall art, they're gonna go down this split here. Then we're gonna create another trigger split. Drag that in. We're gonna do this 3 times in total. Then we're gonna go to the next one. Category contains abstract wall art, okay? We've just done that one, that's fine. We'll go up to here. Category. Categories contains neutral wall art, okay? We're just doing these 3 because these are their 3 best sellers, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a sequence of emails that speaks specifically to this collection. Take a look at this, right? These emails here are gonna speak directly to the collection of item that we know the individual added to their cart at the very top. So we do this, email, 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 okay? We're also gonna create a 4th email here, and I'll explain that in a second. So these emails here, this email, obviously we're gonna turn off smart sending, okay, for every single one of these emails. And we're gonna speak to the category. So this email here is going to say, hey, botanical wall art's great for your house. This is why. Here's some reviews for botanical wall art. Also, here's your coupon code to use for your botanical wall art. Same here for neutral wall art. You're speaking to the individual using the item that they have demonstrated interest with. This is how you increase the conversion rates of your email, by speaking directly to the individual rather than as a collective. Now over here, this 4th email, or rather in this case, the 6th one in total, but 1, 2, 3, 4. This email is going to go to everybody who didn't match one of these collections. So this email here, now you can create an infinite amount of trigger splits to make sure that every collection is talked to. For me, I think it's a little bit of overkill. But in this case here, this email here, because they haven't met any of these conditions, like a waterfall, they're gonna go to here. This email here should be generic and remind people of everything in a generic sense, right? Remind them of their discount code. Don't speak to a specific category because they haven't met these ones and you don't know exactly. Just by process of elimination, you still can't guarantee what collection they've added to their cart. So then you do this. You join them all up, right? Join them all up like this. Just drag them here. Drag. Add a 1-day delay. Okay. Then add an email. This final email is going to be your last attempt to convert them. 2 things you can do here. Turn off smart sending, of course. Number 1, increase the discount if you want to do that. Perhaps hit them with your best offer, okay? Increase, that's your best offer that you wouldn't use in a sale, by the way. Your sale should always be your best offer, but your second best offer outside of a sale. Reiterate that second best offer to get them to convert, and you can also turn this into a plain text email. An email with no creative. So what does that mean? If we go here, click edit, use text only, and you write an email as if it's coming from the founder. Hi, it's me, Gavin. I saw you didn't finish your order. Is there anything I can help you with? Do you have any questions? That sort of stuff. And what that does is it actually improves your deliverability because it's an email that looks like it's written from a human, and it also gets better cut through, meaning more people see it, okay? And essentially gives you a better shot at converting the subscriber. That is the final email for the non-customer sequence in the abandoned cart. Now let's go over to the customer segment. We're going to do the exact same thing. The only difference, conditional split, right? Because we want to have that 50-50 because we want to time test stuff here. And you might find that your customers and your non-customers interact differently based off of their purchase behavior. Customers might need more time to make a decision or less time. So 15 days, you want to run the same test, 15 minutes rather. And you're going to do 15 minutes, cool. Add the email. This email can literally be identical to this one, just without the discount code. Because these people, have already placed an order before, so you don't need to reiterate the discount code to these people. Just bring them into the flow, get them reminded in there. You don't need to consistently discount your brand for them to continue buying, because they've already placed an order once, and we know that because of this up here. So we go here, okay? Go back into this journey mapping here, add a 1-day delay, 1 day, and then have a follow-up reminder. This can be a plain text email if you want, similar to this one over here. Personally, I don't go into the same level of depth that I have, for example, on this side of the flow here compared to this side of the flow, because these people who are customers typically need less convincing and less work is required to get that sale because they've already placed an order once. But you can, if you want, create these levels of splits, okay, for the customer side too. Up to you. Personally, in light of just making sure that we're spending our time wisely, this is largely going to do the trick for you. So that's our abandoned cart, okay? Now we need to create our abandoned checkout. So you've created this. Here's a quick and easy way to create your abandoned checkout using this. If I go here, I can click clone, okay? I'm going to call it abandoned checkout, okay? Hit continue. Change the trigger to checkout started, clone, okay, and here we go. Here's our flow, exactly the same. Couple of things we need to adjust though. Go into the flow, edit the filter, checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, delete that. Because we don't need that anymore, because this is later in the abandonment process. We only need that if they're in the abandoned cart flow. They're now in the abandoned checkout flow, which is later in that customer journey. We're gonna hit save, okay? Everything's good, right? Trigger split, set up the trigger splits again. Here, notice, it's now listed as collections, not categories. So click collections. Make sure you do it the exact same way that you did it in the abandoned cart flow. So set these trigger splits up again, and then you're good. Then you build out the emails within these flows directly into Klaviyo, and all of a sudden, you have a flow that is cranking. These flows work really, really well. Note, they're not including SMS right now. I can talk about that separately. But from an email perspective, this is the structure of flow that you want to go with for your email marketing, okay? For your abandoned cart and your abandoned checkout flows. These work really, really well. Once again, you have access to this board here, so go ahead and take a look at that. And then if you want any more help, just shoot me a message. I make videos like this all the time. This is literally all I do. I specialize in email and SMS marketing. I have an agency that does this, so if you need a hand with that, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, check out the newsletter in the description down below as well. I make plenty of videos and tips and tricks every single week, pretty much every single day. So check that out and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.